What is going on YouTube and Y'all Squad? This is your boy Yakrates. This is your review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 16. Next week is the finale. Look, I know they filmed the reunion. I don't look, I don't even know why I thought we had more episodes than this, but here we go. And it's so funny because I was sitting back thinking, like, when are we going to, get the whole Stacy, Wendy, never mind, here it is. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we pick up where we left off. Stacy feels that this is an ambush on Mia and doesn't like that they're hijacking Ashley's event. Mia says to Stacy, you know, hold on, wait. Yeah, she says Stacy, like, do we question that, Arabella, is yours? I'm guessing more or less hers, but yours, do we question if Raven, is actually raised? And we have questions about that. I was like, oh, well, I mean, now we bringing kids into it and whatnot, but I mean, I ain't mad. Karen is questioning why Stacy is over there with Mia and not with her. And then, you have Wendy ask Stacy, whose side is she on? And Stacy's whole thing is like this, like Karen just brought up this woman's, child and whatnot. Like I'm over here with her at the moment. And what I've been seeing is Stacy trying her best to be neutral, but I guess in her mind, the person that needed her in that moment was Mia. I know a lot of people probably gonna feel, since Karen brought her into this group that she needs to have, this loyalty to her, but not an undying loyalty. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah. And I mean, and I get it. And cause even I believe it was no, I think it was Wendy that asked them to go outside. But my thing is with this particular situation, I do feel as if this could have been at a separate location, a whole separate time to have this happen. But again, it's a reality show. They're here to do a job, whatever. But I mean, I get why Stacy was trying to make sure that, Mia was okay. So as she performs, she pulls Karen up and begins to dance on her. We see that Karen is not a prude. Um, when Ashley is done, she goes and talks to the girls, but Mia and Stacy, they're not present for this conversation. And Wendy informs Ashley about the events that had just transpired, that Gordon is Jeremiah's father. And this sends Ashley into a tailspin saying, oh, so she's lying and he's not having manic episodes every 5 seconds. Two things can be true at the same time. And I do feel that me is more than likely over exaggerating these episodes that Gordon may or may not be having, but whatever. So we get Giselle, Karen, Ashley, and Kay. They're at lunch, and one thing to keep in mind is you do realize that the core of this season has been Ashley, Karen, and Ashley. I'm sorry, Giselle, Karen, and Ashley. I said Ashley twice because they are the OGs. You feel what I'm saying? But they have K mixed in. The girls felt bamboozled by Mia's story. Karen feels that this is a ploy because she knew when they were in Panama that Jeremiah belonged to Gordon, but chose to withhold that information. I can understand, why she feels that way, right? Okay. Kay brings up Greg and her having a bad argument, about her being on the show, and it's really taking a toll on them living together. Giselle tells her, never let a man take away who you are. Kay is starting to think that she and Greg may have to go back to living in separate domiciles. I agree. Y'all might. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So we have Mia. She picks Ink up from the airport, and we find out Gordon texts Ink about the paternity, and stated that he told her weeks ago. Moving on, we get Stacy and Ashley. Now, Stacy is an ambassador for the Humane Rescue Alliance, She's hosting a fashion show. Ooh, excuse me. Walking with dogs who are up for adoption. Cool, cute. Y'all know I have a fur baby, so love it. I'm gonna have something to say about things that are going on at that particular event. Cause what in the entire hell? But again, being a fur daddy, I understand. We'll get there next week. Back to here. Um, she and Ashley have come a long way. They have a lot in common. Stacy had her second mediation. Mm, excuse me. It went well. She has one more left. Ashley says that if she doesn't hear anything good from Michael's lawyers, that she's going to have to file a public claim, and it could be very generic, as in irreconcilable differences, or it can be very spicy and airing everything out, and this could possibly have a bad impact on both of their respective lives. Stacy claims that she waived the child support even though everything is not finalized. And Ashley feels that she needs to reconsider, read some litter, you know. So we get Kay and Craig. They're in the car. He's being real standoffish, not wanting to have a conversation about them having a disagreement. And like I said, you can truly tell that the cameras are just not for him. And what I will say is, they're going to bring Kate back more than likely, give her a second chance. I would just say for Kiana is just don't make Greg your storyline. Like, I get that's what's going on in your life, but if he's not willing to, give a whole lot, y'all can just pretty much be like Ray and Karen, shoot, have a couple minute scenes, and then just go on to something else. You feel me? Greg brings up, them meeting in that general area and whatnot. They talk about their differences. Greg wants her to just go with the flow and calm the F down, which to me seems very dismissive. Where it's you don't, because it's either A, he just don't want to have these conversations and just like F your feelings, let's just drive on, or I don't want to have it in front of the cameras, or it could just be a combination of both. Kay feels like she has to shrink when she's with him, and it's either his way or the highway. He's already alluded to that, so I agree. She wants to feel seen and be safe. And one thing that I've heard, and I do believe, is that when it comes to women, and I'm talking about, male female relationships, is women want safety and protection. Like, as long and like pretty much security. I think security is the better word. Feeling secure, protected, and safe. That's what from what I've been able to ascertain, and I've heard this, so I do believe it, that when it boils down to it, that's what most women want out of those relationships. For men, it's more of the whole respect thing, in the grand scheme of things. But her saying that, she wants to, be seen and wants to feel safe. And my thing is, if you don't feel safe with him, that's not a place for you to be. And that's just that on that. Like, me personally, I don't go nowhere where I don't feel safe, where I don't feel appreciated nor celebrated. If I don't feel safe, I'm not going. I don't care how anybody feels about it. If that means that's a dissolution of a friendship, family ship, situationship, don't care. Just saying. And of course, oh, and then she says that he can be dismissive when it comes to her feelings. Greg doesn't agree. So now we got Stacy. They're at Vivian's. She is Karen's friend and also Stacy's friend who has the boutique. So Wendy and Ashley are there, and just well, we'll get to Giselle. So Karen, we find out, is not going to come to the fashion show. I'm sorry, the not fashion show, but the charity event, because of, I guess, comments that Stacy has said. There are only going to be 10 people walking in the show. Stacy says to her that maybe yes, I'm sorry. So Wendy says to Stacy that maybe you didn't defend Karen. And of course, Stacy lets us know, I don't know if it was in this scene or the last scene, that Wendy has been, 10 toes down for Karen this whole entire season, which she has. Giselle enters, and Giselle feels that she should have reached out to Karen prior about this event, since Karen had introduced Vivian to the group, because it almost feels like you're using Vivian and you didn't get the okay from Karen. Kind of sort of understand how that may feel, but see, one thing about this is, and I've noticed what Karen is, Karen will, well, Giselle will do it too, but will find something and, create a moment out of it that is really not that deep, right? And Stacy lets her know, like, I've known Vivian longer than I've known Karen. Now, mind you, I don't know how long she and Karen been friends, but I've known Vivian longer than her. Because Giselle's whole thing is, since she brought you into the group and she's introduced Vivian to this group, you should have went through Karen. Yeah. And Giselle didn't like that she didn't ask them to be on the runway, and says, she didn't think that she was in the charities because she didn't give a dime to hers and she will not walk in the show. Now, with that being said, I do agree partially, even though, yes, Giselle is putting 20 on 10. You can't just assume that the ladies are going to do something. Yes, in a situation such as that, it should be like, hey, ladies, I'm an ambassador for this, I'm doing this, and da da da. I would like to, invite y'all to the charity, but I would also like to know who would be comfortable with walking in this show, right? I mean, because again, you have to ask. I mean, just assuming that somebody's gonna be down for something is not cool, right? So I get that. I also get Giselle saying, how do you know that I'm not allergic to dogs or I didn't have a bad experience? And then she lied. Well, I'm gonna just say she lied and said that she was bitten by a dog. Again, these are valid questions, even though Giselle's full of it, but they're still valid questions and something for Stacy to consider. But I'm guessing her whole thing is, we're on this show. Like I said, it should go without saying, but no, you still have to ask people permission. All right. So we get Wendy and Eddie. Wendy is working on season 2 of Dr. Wendy. Eddie presents her with good news that she's going to film an episode of Dr. Wendy at the White House with, the White House press secretary. So big thing. We end the episode with Stacy and Mia talking. Mia is upset that Go and share personal information with acquaintances. Don't care. Now Stacy, being in her bag, decides that she just want to sit here and tell everything. Now here is what I'm going to say. I feel a ways about this, because it's almost like, so y'all had, now mind you, there probably has been other things going on that we haven't seen, but is y'all hit this rough patch and it's like, now you just finna sit here and you finna tell everything. At the same time, one of these particular things was caught on camera, it just wasn't played. But she says to me that she was told before, she got introduced to the group, to pretty much not trust, I'm sorry, don't, mess with me because she's not really Potomac. And then says that she says don't be friends with Wendy because Wendy is self-absorbed and only out for self. And then we see a clip of them, of Stacy and Mia, when we first got introduced to Vivian, and talking about, Wendy, potentially poaching people from this charity they were a part of and whatnot. Things that we have heard previously. So I wonder, was that truly enough for Stacy to really sit and turn on her like that? Because that is that one thing where it's just like, mm. So that I'm kind of giving a bit of a side eye, and I guess we're going to have to wait either until the next episode or the week after for reunion part 1 to see, like, how did we really get here? What was missing? But at the same exact time, I mean, it is what it is. But I can feel why Stacy is upset, because if that was me, and is so you have all these problems, you done told everybody but me, and you haven't come to me. Why is it that Wendy and Giselle have to come to me with some that you done said? But if we supposed to be friends, why haven't you picked up the phone? Why hasn't it been, hey, let me holler at you right quick? So I can see like there's possibly some hurt there. So I don't know. I'm truly on the fence about this. I really am. But we gonna talk about it tomorrow. So that's it. Y'all got a little over 15 minutes from me, so you know it gave a little Sean. And yeah, we go chit chat about everything else tomorrow. I believe we are I think we're at Scotty's house tomorrow, either Scotty or Terrence's, but y'all see the links for it later. So yeah, with that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.